The whites have become black. A particular sort of violent, destructive operate in this language together. This language which is wholly false, which is a Jamaican patois.
Have you seen a white man turning black or a white person turning black? There is this professor who has said that white are now becoming black. I want you to see this video and then we go react on it with my brother here and you too.
Aspect of it. The other, though, I think there has been a profound cultural change. I've just been rereading Enoch Powell, The Rivers of Blood speech. His prophecy was absolutely right in one sense. The Tiber didn't foam with blood, but flames lambent wrapped round Tottenham and wrapped round Clapham. But it wasn't intercommunal violence. This is where he was completely wrong. What's happened is that a substantial section of the chavs that you wrote about have become black. The whites have become black. A particular sort of violent, destructive, nihilistic gangster culture has become the fashion. And black and white, boy and girl, operate in this language together. This language which is wholly false, which is a Jamaican patois that's been intruded in England. And this is why so many of us have this sense of literally a foreign country.
In that speech, Enoch Powell talked about 15 or 20 years' time, the black man having the whip hand over the white man.
That's not true. What's happened is black culture. This is the enormously important thing. It's not skin colour, it's cultural. Listen to David Lammy, an archetypical, successful black man. If you turned the screen off so you were listening to him on radio, you'd think he was white.
David, absolutely not at all, really. You know, of all the theories we've heard this week, this whole notion that this is down to the way that some young people may choose to speak, that people, I suppose, people, David, like myself, who may be talking a particular way. That's why we've got...
Like them. You don't talk like them.
Welcome back. Now, these are professors saying that white people have turned black right now.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen a white person turning black?
It's new.
Have you ever seen a black person turning white?
Maybe if you...
Bleaching.
Yeah, exactly.
Bleaching. But you have heard the video and... let's talk about it.
Yeah.
If you have something to comment on the comment section about that video that we have watched with you, tell me what you think. Because the professor has said whites are turning black because they are living with black people.
Yeah.
More so the low standards people.
That's why they
are turning black for their language they are speaking, the wood language.
Yeah.
They are turning language because of the violence culture. He's calling violence the culture of black people.
Yeah.
I don't think if violence is a culture.
Violence, sometimes we can call it a culture.
How?
We can also not call it a culture. If it becomes something you're used to it becomes a culture. Like, you know, sometimes at a point where violence becomes a culture is where now you're used to it. Like it is something, if you don't do violence, you feel like you're not okay. So violence becomes something you're doing always, and it is like part of you.
But black people have been associated with the violence culture for long, even if they are not violent.
Yeah.
Whenever a white person sees a black person, he sees violence.
The problem, you know, when we talk about now the white people, when white people are actually pointing hands on black people being violent, it's not violence, we say it can be a culture. But now when it comes to the white people addressing the black people on violence, that's accusation, because we know.
But I can say for sure. When the white people protest, most of them, you don't see them spoiling things.
It's okay.
You don't see them burning, you don't storming shops, burning cars. But when you see black people protesting, it's so different.
You don't have to take it that way, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it that way.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that we have different political systems, and we are living in different when you compare let's not even talk about the violent when it comes to demonstrations. Okay, observe the campaigns when they're doing when the people from the West they are doing campaigns. It's different from how we are doing ours, okay? And so our leadership is different. Those guys, when they are demonstrating, they know it's a constitutional right. Even the government know when people protest, it's a constitutional right. So what do? They protect. Well, first of all, they respect the constitution. But here in Africa, we have leaders who doesn't respect the constitution. So what are we supposed to do? It's not that we are violent.
You have. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now the white has turned black, or the white people are becoming black.
Yeah.
This statement. What do you think about it? Because the statement is like white have turned black because of they're copying their culture, and the culture of black people is violence. The culture of black people about the language. He has talked about the Jamaican patois language that white people are speaking the slang language of the black people.
Yeah.
White people are becoming uncivilized because they have mingled themselves with black people. That's what he's trying to say, and I got it. I've got it so offensive. How he put this thing, this statement,
it's
because he's putting it in a way that black people are always.
It's indeed offensive.
Even if when a white person mixes with black people, he becomes low.
I would call it mockery on my side. It's like they're mocking us. It's like they're telling. It's like the guy is trying to say that black people, they are like they're just. I don't know how to put it, but it's like underrating the black people. Okay, it's like underrating us. It's like mocking. It's like you're telling us, this person he has begun like looking and behaving like a black person. What does it? How does it capture your attention? Like, what do you think? Black people are bad people.
But
they are, yeah.
On the other hand, I support him.
Why?
I support him because a lot of black people, they are making black people, a lot of black people, the culture we are doing in black people, they are making us black people look like bad people. For example, I was looking at the situation where the black people on the hood, for example, on the hood in the USA, or some people in Jamaica. For example, let me take an example of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaica is being listed in level 3 of security. There's security issues because the streets are not safe. So whenever these black countries that are having these problems, everyone will just see us as, we have the same problem.
Okay.
So I support him because even if when you see the music black people are inside,
Okay.
the hip-hop music, how they are being dressed, they are dressing themselves, but they have let me finish, they have left their culture of wearing good clothes, just doing good things. You see even the music, the videos they are doing, it's not something that you can teach your children.
Okay.
So some behaviors that us black people are doing, the behaviors are making other people to see black people like, what the hell is this? Even if we are on this line, but we have to look on both sides.
Yeah, sure.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
For example, if you go in a country like Somalia or a country like whatever you think is insecurity, and maybe they are good.
Yeah.
If you meet a Somali here in Italy, what comes in your mind is insecurity.
Yeah.
It's because we are seeing this every time.
So the guy talks about white people turning black.
Yeah.
Right? White people
turning black. They are copying the culture of black people.
They are copying the culture of
and
black
that
people.
culture is violence.
And that culture is violence.
Yeah.
And violence is not actually our culture. We are not used to violence, but we actually engaged ourselves in violence, and it never started by us. By the way, let's be realistic.
Violence.
Let's be realistic.
I think violence, where violence came, from my side, it's like trauma.
Do you think we Africans we started violence?
Started the way back of colonization.
Exactly.
I think that's where violence started. The issue of violence in our mindset.
I want to
because
believe
they're fighting Mau Mau, everything.
I want to believe that Africans were peaceful people.
Yeah.
And I want to believe Africans were the kind of people who couldn't fight each other. They used to do that. That's what I want to believe. But these guys, the Westerners, they came to our land and they introduced us to fight. They forced us to fight.
We will talk about that.
And since then, listen, since then, trust me, since then, we have been having the issues of political instability, fightings, and in many countries in Africa. It started during the colonization time. Okay, so they shouldn't be saying that we are in fact violent. If we be realistic, violence is a culture from the Western people.
We will talk about that on. We will have a specific episode for that.
Yeah,
where
did violence
exactly? Why black people? Yeah, something like that.
Talking of the world wars, it has never started from Africa. So whose culture is that? Is it from the Western people or from Africans from Africa?
Okay. Tell me in the comment section.
Yeah.
How did violence start? Why are we associated with violence?
And
so much
why is
violence
it that they should call it our culture?
Our culture.
Yeah.
Now they are calling violence
our culture.
Black people culture, and I'm getting it to be it is irritating. It's offensive.
Very, very, very offensive.
So this professor saying that white are turning black. That was one of the statements that I just laughed at it and say, wow.
Yeah.
Now he's against the white people who are living within the black people.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Or again, on the other hand, he's trying to say that black people have got very bad habits.
I don't know. But, those white people who are mingling themselves with black people, salute to them.
Yeah.
Because they know there's no boundaries between
they know
people.
Exactly.
Even if, for example...
We have another one. You someone from the US who is living somewhere in Western Kenya.
Yeah.
And he
Mama Chimi, Papa Chimi.
Yeah. And the guy is deeper into the culture of Africans.
And he knows the Luya language. Yeah.
You see?
So I salute them because... they're embracing us and they don't we call it they don't have the racism something on us.
Exactly.
They intermarry. We love them. But
exactly.
I get this guy who is talking, he cannot mingle with black people.
Exactly.
I get like this is a way of racism.
The way he's talking,
it's a racist talk.
The way he's talking, he's like telling, or maybe he's like trying to insinuate that I cannot actually, like, I can't associate with the black people because
so he's saying it indirect.
Yeah, if I associate with the black people, I would be like the black people. In other words, he's trying to say that black people will they have got bad habits and bad influence. They can influence you to become a very bad person. That is what he's saying indirectly.
If you are a white person and you are watching this video, tell me, do you get this statement so offensive that when you, a white person, mingle with a black person, you start acting like black person? Because that's what he's trying to say.
And something else. He's also trying to say that behaving like a bad person is bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. Like, it's like you're being abused. You're being someone is being told behaving like a bad person, of like a black person, maybe behaving like an African. It's very bad. It's irritating. You don't have to behave like those people. Those people behave so bad.
And I get it, like the statement like this, you are saying that white are becoming black because they are mingling with black. But you want to come in Africa and you want to exploit Africa.
Yeah.
You want to get resources from Africa.
Yeah.
And you are saying black people are bad. But you are getting your life there from Africa. Your life started from Africa.
You are surviving from Africa.
Because of Africa.
Your existence is as a result of you visiting Africa.
Your history is being sustained with the history of Africa.
With the history of Africa.
Without Africa, you don't have history.
The developments of your countries and everything you're doing, it's as a result of you visiting Africa. So if you can, like, I found it so offensive, like, seriously.
I don't know. Tell me what you think on your comment section about this statement of this white professor saying that whites are turning black because they are mingling themselves with black. I get it that some black cultures are not good. I get it some black behaviors are not good.
Yeah.
More so the wood behaviors we have seen in the music, we have seen in the the violence behavior, we have seen the protesting behavior. Someone said that black people are uncivilized, and I get it that some behaviors are not good, but
and to say the truth, if we can compare our way of life and our behavior, like original behavior, natural, where it began from, like the way Africans behave, the way Africans used to be before the influence of the people from the West. You would realize that we actually had the best habits, the best culture.
Black people has the best culture.
Yeah.
Our mothers knew how to,
in fact, this
starting
guy,
from how we dress.
this guy needs to withdraw the statements.
You need to.
He would say that black people are now behaving like the whites.
Yeah, that
you
that's how you're supposed to say.
Yeah,
black people are becoming white because the behaviors.
White.
Yeah,
because they are, look at you just talked about the way we are when we have songs, the way we are having the videos, the kind of the videos they are not the kind of the videos we can even portray before the children's.
Yeah,
that is what you said,
yeah.
and it's very true. And some of these characters we actually copied. Okay, we extracted from these people.
They are saying that the more so the black Americans, their culture is bad. And let me tell you, these black Americans, they have the culture of Africa, which is good culture, and they have mixed their culture with the white culture. I think the white culture is one that is bad.
Exactly. A lot of things.
So don't say that whites are becoming black with their copying black behaviors. Say that nowadays black has turned white because they are copying bad behaviors from the white people. That's why
and it is what is happening. That one we do not even need to ask people. Maybe we everybody everywhere you can see it. It's happening. Everywhere, children are behaving in a different way. You don't even want to associate with that with some behaviors that. Are you getting that point?
Yeah.
A lot of things we are doing, it's far away from our original culture. Okay, Africans and black people, they have got the best culture. We are turning white. Black people are turning white, not white people turning black. The language we are speaking, this language we are using, is not our language. So between we and you, who is turning white and who is turning black?
I don't want to add more on that. Tell me in the comment section what do you think. My email is kenyanbeast1@gmail.com. We can communicate there. My number too is on the description. You can support me by subscribing, support me by commenting, support me. You can support me financially. You can support me how you want to support. If you're a white person watching this video, salute to you. I love you so much, brother. If you're a black person watching this video, I love you. Wherever you're watching from, big up. Have peace in your mind.